Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have some news from a person who went to TikTok in order to help get a refund for her father after her mother passed away. It's a pretty interesting story. We also have some news about the Blue Lagoon excursions from Royal Caribbean, as well as, again, more storm interruptions are coming. And another news from Royal Caribbean, they're taking away our ice cream. Our ice cream. So first off, let's cover some of those storms that are going on right now. Remember, it's heading from New Orleans all the way into southern Florida, and a lot of cruise ships right now are being affected. Remember, it's going to happen around till the 19th, even maybe into the 20th. And so anything that's sailing right now is subject to some cancellations. For instance, the Carnival Freedom. It was supposed to have a couple ports of stop. It's not going to have any ports of stop, including the one that was a replacement port because of the storm. So basically, they're going to be sailing out and just staying in the water and then coming back to home port. So it can happen out there. Just want everyone to be aware. Embarkation, disembarkation can happen, delays. If you're lucky, you get none of it. If you're unlucky, you might be that one that gets stuck, late getting on the ship, late getting off the ship. And we just have to pack our patience when the weather is like this, and the cruise lines really can't do too much about it. One thing they can do, for instance, on Royal Caribbean, is they've decided to extend the cancellation rate now of all the cruises excursions over to the Blue Lagoon in Nassau after that tragic accident that happened on November 13th, where one of the tour boats went under, it started sinking, and unfortunately one passenger lost their life during that incident. They are saying they're not going to reopen this until the complete investigation has been launched and they're convinced that everything is safe for their passengers. And so it's sometime now in mid-January is expected to be the time that everything comes to fruition. But they're not setting a firm date. They say if some things come out that they're not happy with, that may not reopen again at that time. We'll have to wait and see. I don't, a lot of people are frustrated that they cannot get, their tour that they kind of like. The Blue Lagoon is a very popular destination. However, I'm quite happy that the cruise line is wanting to make sure that those boats that take us there are running and operated safely. So this doesn't happen again in the future. Another thing Royal Caribbean has just announced doing is that famous Ben & Jerry's ice cream that is on some of their ships. They're ending their partnership with them, and they will be bringing in their own house brand of ice cream in the future. Not too much is known about what is coming, who they're bringing in, what they're going to be doing. If you're thinking about why are they doing that, quite honestly, it's probably a cost thing. Because Ben & Jerry's is, yes, good ice cream, delicious ice cream, but it's very expensive ice cream. If you look on the shelves, you can get ice cream like this, or you can get Ben & Jerry's like this, and this one is more expensive. Much probably better quality ice cream, delicious ice cream, but if you're running a business and you're thinking ice cream is kind of ice cream for some people, then they're going to look at the cost of going forward. And I bet you that's probably one of the main reasons this is happening for sure. Now, let's talk about this family that had some very unfortunate news. And she had to go to TikTok. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the tours that are being canceled, to new ships coming online, to the storms that are interrupting and what's happening and where you're going, It really doesn't cost anything at all. It just means you just have to hit that subscribe button and YouTube will say, hey, here's another video. Are you interested in watching? That's all that happens. You're not going to get emails. You're not going to get bugged on the phone. You're not going to get any of that stuff. But it really does help the channel out, and I really would appreciate it. So, okay. Unfortunately, a family, a husband and wife, booked a cruise on Carnival Cruise Line, and the mother passed away a few weeks before the cruise. When the husband and the daughter reached out to let the cruise line know what happened, they said, well, unfortunately, out of say $2,000 and some dollars, they're only going to get back about $1,000 and some dollars because they didn't purchase travel insurance, and it was past, a certain date, and you're only going to get a certain percentage of your money back after final payment dates. So she was very distraught, and she took to TikTok, and it's called Cat Bay, and her real name is Caitlin Bailey, and she put it out there saying, how is this fair? They're a multi-billion-dollar company, and my father's struggling and grieving, and it's, he's going to be out $1,000 and some dollars, while a billion-dollar company, that's a drop in the bucket kind of thing, right? Well, many TikTok users who also are Carnival cruisers told her to reach out and tag John Heald, the brand ambassador who runs a Facebook page, and he was very sympathetic and also took it upon himself to help out, and Carnival reached back out to them and told them that they will be getting a full refund, which is good news story, right? It's a happy story that this happened. It's unfortunate that it takes social media to get it done, but I completely understand, right? There are rules that are rules. You don't have insurance, there's a penalty, this is what happens. It doesn't really matter if you broke your leg, was diagnosed with an illness, or unfortunately one of you passed away. It's kind of under the same category of medical. It's bad news for you, but it's not the company's fault, and I would not have blamed them for not offering the refund. I'm happy they did though, but she also stated that she would also sail with Carnival again, and don't worry, next time she will make sure she has travel insurance. And that's always my preaching point, shall we say. Always have travel insurance for medical. Always. Because you never know what can happen in life. And unfortunately, this is probably the worst possible thing that could have happened to the family. And all this would never have even been an issue had they taken out insurance. But I'm glad John Heald and Carnival stepped up, and they did get their refund. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.